Hello, good evening. My name is Tiffany Roman. I am your host, and this is Small Biz Highlight. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by tonight and catching us on another episode of Small Biz Highlight. Whether you are catching us on the web show, if you are listening in on our podcast version of this episode, or, whichever way you're catching us, thank you. A huge thank you is all I can say. Listening in and supporting Small Biz Highlight does not just support us, it supports the small businesses that I have the opportunity to introduce to you on each episode. So please download, share away, like, follow, all of the above. Keep everybody informed as to what's going on. And, hopefully some of your friends out there that have small businesses may be interested in being featured on a future episode. As always, I like to give you the reminder that we are live with StreamYard. So we always welcome comments and questions during the live stream. If you should want to be featured on the screen, we do need you to allow StreamYard and Facebook to talk to each other. That way we can see your profile photo and your name because, we'd like to know who's talking to us. So it's simple. You just go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. I am copying and pasting the link as we speak into the comments, as always, to make it super easy for everyone. 2021. This is your year. We have not too much of this year left. We're in October. It's about to end soon, and November will be here before you know it. So take advantage. This is your year to whatever dreams, aspirations, goals, whatever you had planned to aspire to this year. This is the year it's going to happen for you. I truly believe that. Nothing but good vibes coming from this show, and please send away to all your family and friends. Speaking of friends, my invite friends button is MIA on my Facebook page. So if you wouldn't mind, take a few minutes to visit Small Biz Highlight, visit the page, find a video you like, a post you like, and share away. Send it onto your Facebook page or your social media page of your choosing to, just spread the word. Help people on your friends list to know about the show and, help us spread the word. Like I said, spreading the word not only supports the show, but it supports the small businesses. And we are on episode 93 as of today. So that's 93 businesses with one post you could be sponsoring and supporting. Imagine that. That's some pretty big stuff right there. What's new? I'm always going to tell you there's too much to tell you all in one shot, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown just to help you out. So on Tuesdays, I'm going to be live on Clubhouse, pretty much doing the same thing, but opening up the forum for all small businesses who join us there live to give their 30-second intro. Let us know who they are, what their business is about. And of course, I've got to keep in the theme of getting to know your fellow human, thanks to my friends at Top Tail. So I'm going to be featuring a card, an icebreaker theme to kind of, break the ice a little bit and get people talking, get us to know each other as human beings beyond just, entrepreneurs and business owners. That's important. Wednesdays, I will be giving your weekly updates because, like I said, I have way too much to tell you at the beginning of this. It would take the whole episode, and that's not fair to my interviewees. So, networking game night every 20th of the month. It started this past month on October 20th. We had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it to grow and, have more people join in and have a great time featuring the game Top Tail, as well as, getting everybody their opportunity to introduce themselves. It's all about networking and getting to know each other as human beings. That's all Small Biz Highlight's been about, and I continue to grow it as much as possible. And finally, November 27th, 2021, I am having a small business highlight. Small Business Saturday Live vendor event. Why can't I speak today, guys? It is, think about me having my own home shopping network kind of deal where I'm going to be live for 12 hours and I'm going to be featuring a business every 20 minutes. That each business will have 15 minutes to do their own little infomercial. It's kind of cool. I have different levels of um, packages available for the businesses that want to be featured during the show. They even include being featured in a commercial on the web show, the podcast, and the digital TV show. Like, come on, guys, it's pretty cool. So talk about exposure there. But so let me see here. Without further ado, I'm gonna stop boring you with all the nonsense that's going on with Small Biz Highlight. Just catch us on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. If you can't catch us live, then catch the replay to get all the knowings, including my own t-shirts and sweatshirts and all of that. I'm just gonna put that out there. But anyway, all right. So tonight, I'm so excited to introduce you to Miss Emily Kuvin. I just totally combined her name. I'm such a loser. All right, I got to do like speaking practices and stuff, like warm-ups before going live or something, so that my stuff is all loose and ready to go. Goodness. But Emily has a really amazing business to help beautify the world is the best way I can explain it. So I'll let her tell you more about it. But first, let's bring her on. So hopefully this works. Miss Emily!
Hello. Hi. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm fine, and I'm excited to be here. And I loved listening. I was backstage, and I was listening to all the exciting things you're doing. And wow, I'm impressed. I'm really impressed, Tiffany. It sounds like you're doing a lot of very cool things.
A lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. You always make work
you.
for yourself. It's like going to the nursery and bringing home all these plants, and then you're like, oh, this is great. Now I have to do all the work to get them in the ground.
Yes. No, it absolutely is. But it's just a great opportunity. And it's an honor, actually, because for something that I never intended to become a business to then grow to the point where it is now, yeah. I just can't help but figure out different ways to help it grow even more. Because, ultimately, yes, like I said, it promotes the show, it promotes the podcast, the digital TV show, but ultimately it's about the businesses. And the more people share, the more people get eyes on Small Biz Highlight, that's more eyes on these small businesses that may never have reached them in the beginning. So that's the whole purpose, and just exciting.
Very well. Thank you. And thank you for inviting me to be on here. I'm honored.
Well, as I always start out on each of my episodes, Emily, I'm going to pass the mic to you and ask you, who are you? Help my viewers get to know you as a person before we talk about all the business stuff.
Okay. So, that's like, it seems like a simple question, but of course, as you know, it's not a simple question. But I guess I'll start by saying, well, I'm a daughter, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a mom of two amazing young adults. I have a 23-year-old daughter and a 21-year-old son. I can't believe he's 21 already. And I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own business. I am what's known as a creative, that I'm a jewelry designer, but I also use the very practical side of my brain because it's a business, right? And I got to this point through a rather winding, circuitous path. I started out as a broadcast journalist, so I used to do this type of thing for a living. I anchored local newscasts.
So you actually know what you're doing in this realm.
Well, a little bit, but the technology keeps changing, so I'm a little past my prime in the television business, but this is really fun for me. Except I'm on the other side of the interview now. I'm usually on the interviewing side, not the interviewee side, or I used to be. And then I actually went to law school and I worked as a lawyer for a while. And then I went back sort of to my communications roots or my journalism roots. And I worked in hospital fundraising communications for about 10 years. And when my kids were little, and we lived in Boston. And while I was working, I reignited my passion for jewelry and for jewelry making and for being creative, and just did it for myself to begin with and incorporated my business back in 2004, but went full time only 5 years ago. So I've only been doing working full time at Emily Kuvin Jewelry, well, almost 6 years, since 2015 now. But I've been making jewelry for a really, really long time. And I love that it combines my passion for good design, for color, for texture, for beauty, for art, but in a very pragmatic way that people can enjoy every day. So that's who I am, sort of.
I love how you said sort of.
I guess that is who I am. No, sort of.
There's so much to that. It's obvious that this jewelry business of yours, it ultimately became your passion, despite all your experiences out in the workplace with multiple different types of jobs and very successful careers. But ultimately it narrowed down to jewelry. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually very encouraging to know that even though you had these successful jobs through your life, that you were able to get to the point where you could come back to your first love, basically, is what it. So, I'm really excited though. Tell me more about Emily Kuvin Jewelry. What is this all about?
Well, first, it's interesting because I want to address what you said, because I think there was a part of me that didn't feel like jewelry could be a real career. I was very busy being serious. I was a journalist. I was a lawyer. I was like raising money for hospitals and doing good for the world. And I really love jewelry and creating beautiful things and designing beautiful things. And that always seemed a little bit frivolous or not quite serious enough to devote my professional energies to. But obviously I'm older now. We all get older, we don't get younger. And I feel like it's a privilege to be able to pursue this passion. And you know what? As you said in the beginning, in the introduction, beautifying the world is important. And this is one of the things that distinguishes humans from other animals, arguably, and individuals from each other, right? How we express ourselves, how we adorn ourselves, how we show up every day, and what we wear and what we put on our bodies and wear close to our bodies, and how it's meaningful is important. It's important. It's not as important as food, shelter, clothing, some basic needs, but then at the next level, I think it is important. And so I create jewelry for women who know where they're going, right? For elegant women who are not afraid to buy themselves jewelry, who love color, who love style, not chasing trends. I don't chase trends. You'll never find me doing, the latest whatever, but solid, elegant, valuable jewelry that people are going to have for a very long time. You can wear it every day. You can wear it to dress up. You can wear it very casually. You can hand it down to someone special. You can make a gift out of it. I can give it to my daughter someday. You could give it to your friends, your loved ones, whomever. Yes. But it's a way for each of us to express ourselves. And so I think that is important, and I think that is valuable. And a lot of my designs, my Stella collection in particular, which is a unique star shape, I have all different varieties within that collection, different types of jewelry, different sizes, different stones, different colors, different metals. That is all about girl power and taking on the world. And we use kapow as a tagline, a little bit of a wink to pop art and Roy Lichtenstein, and not taking yourself too seriously, but remembering who you are, and you have it within you to do whatever you want. So that's what that symbolizes. And it resonates with people. And I've been so privileged to work with many fabulous women who love their Stella jewelry, and it just gives them a little oomph, as my Nana would say, like a little superpower
Yes.
as they go out into the world.
It's simple things like this that is somewhat a form of self-care or self-love, as simple as just buying a pair of earrings or a necklace that it makes you feel good. That feeling good will resonate when you're wearing it because you'll have that extra pep in your step, or you'll have that, your chest poked up a little bit more because you want people to see the necklace and what's going on. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So it definitely is not just about, having the tangible items at your disposal. It's about, that little bit of self love, a little bit of just, helping your self esteem out a little bit. Because
Absolutely.
we all need it every moment of our lives. Not every moment, but I mean, there's times in our lives where we're sitting there like, ugh, I don't feel like this or whatever. And then all of a sudden you put on a specific outfit or you put on a piece of jewelry or something and you're like, oh, never mind, I got this. Let's go.
Totally. It empowers you, right? And
Yes,
it's not silly and it's not unimportant because it matters. It matters how you go out there and take on the world and how you feel about it. So,
it does. Absolutely. So your business, you said you haven't been in it very long, technically,
well,
but
I haven't been full time very long. Yeah.
right. Yes, but that has to be so exciting to be able to say that you're now full time with it. That has to be such an accomplishment for you. Um, how was your business impacted by COVID?
It's hard to gauge exactly because we moved. We lived in the Boston area for 20 years, basically raised our two children in Boston. Then we moved to rural New Hampshire for about 4 years. And I was working for myself at that point. So, and my husband's job took him to New Hampshire. And that was beautiful, but it was um, quite a small town where we lived. So a lot of my jewelry
Okay.
sales were online or with, clearly a few people locally. But it's always really important to be able to get the jewelry in front of people because then people can appreciate the quality of it and the design and the
Yeah.
stones and really see it. Although I have great photography, so you can see the images and really have a pretty good idea of what the jewelry looks like.
Oh
But
gosh, yes.
yeah, and then we moved in January. At the end of January 2020, we moved to New York City, and about 4 or 5 weeks later, maybe 5 weeks later, COVID hit and the city shut down. And so I had all these plans to take the city by storm, and I had trunk shows lined up and trunk shows and trade shows and private events, blah blah blah. Obviously, all that came to a screeching halt. So all of a sudden, the best laid plans, and this is clearly not unique to my business, but we all had to pivot and regroup. And what I found worked for me was connecting with my existing customers. I wasn't as able to reach new customers as I had wanted to in the past year because I couldn't get in front of new people in person. But what I could do was talk to my existing clients. And I did find that many of them wanted a new piece of jewelry. When we were all sort of wondering what was going on with the world around us, and frankly, not spending money going out to dinner, not spending money traveling, not spending money on fancy vacations, that
Yes.
was a really good time to maybe buy us a special piece of jewelry. And so I wouldn't say that my business took off. It was the best thing ever during COVID. I mean, certainly not, far from it. But I was able to hold my own, I think, because of the nature of the product and because of the loyalty of my existing clients. And so now I'm focused on, of course, maintaining and building my existing client relationships, but also as we can venture forth into the world a little bit more, having some in-person events and getting the products and the jewelry in front of new people to show them. And of course, I always have new designs, so I want to show my existing clients my new designs too.
I think that's such a great benefit for small businesses because, building relationships is how we survive. we can't survive without them.
Mm-mm.
So so powerful what you said about, going back to your previous clients and maintaining those relationships through the shutdowns and whatnot, because then those clients stay clients and then ultimately feel that they can, turn around and refer you to other people because they trust you, they have that relationship with you because they're more than just that number, that customer file that you have away somewhere.
Right.
You know them, you know their names, you know their families, and those are the kind of connections that, I feel like is one of the good things that came out of the pandemic, that it kind of forced us to build those kind of connections again. And, mom and pop shops and the local businesses, the people working from home on businesses, they're the ones that have been able to get a little step up in the game because, they had those connections.
Right.
The big name companies, sure, a lot of people go directly to them for their basic needs and whatnot, but when they weren't available, now all of a sudden they had to find other ways to get what they needed. And, I am very excited to be a part of that journey, helping small businesses showcase what it is they've got to offer and be like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
like, to go to the big stores, I'm right here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes.
And it is all about the personal relationships. And I do feel that it's such a privilege to be able to help someone find a special piece of jewelry or to design one. I do a lot of custom work, so I design jewelry for people, and maybe we're remaking something that was important to someone's grandma or mother or father or whatever, and but that style of jewelry isn't my client's style, so we may do something new, or we'll take one of my Stella necklaces and put a different stone in it because that's someone's birthstone or favorite stone or whatever. It doesn't matter, whatever it is and why it's important to somebody. So you don't get that by just walking into your big box store and dealing with, whoever happens to be behind the counter that day. And those stores have their purposes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But for something personal like jewelry or,
Yes,
I don't know, clothing or things we wear on our bodies, then it really it's so nice to have a relationship with someone you trust. And I feel like many of my clients
yes.
are my friends and they've been longstanding friends, and many of them are now my friends because we've met through the work, and that's really special.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, I even saw a post the other day that I'm probably going to reword completely wrong, but it said, how all those ships are docked, and pretty much stuck because there's nobody to unload the containers and whatnot,
Yeah.
and the supplies that are in them. So somebody posted the other day that local artists and businesses don't have their stuff stuck at the dock. Like, that kind of hit me a little bit. Like, whoa, wait a minute. That's very true. Holy crap. So, then they were like, shop small, support local businesses. And
Yeah.
how profound is that? You don't have to wait for a shipment to come in and whatnot because, like, for your business, you make these.
You're doing it
So,
here.
you have it on hand, or you can specially make stuff for someone.
Right.
That's something that the other businesses can't say that they can do.
Right.
And that has to be profound in this state of our economy right now, where we just have so much stuff in limbo because we don't have enough workers to unload these ships.
Right. Which is crazy, but that's a whole different topic.
It is. It is. So we digress. I want to thank you, first of all, for being here tonight, introducing you introducing yourself to us. You see, I can't even talk tonight.
Thank you.
And, your business. It's so great that I, had the time to get to know about it more, what your goals are with the business. I feel like it's just a great opportunity for anybody who's looking for that one of a kind gift for their loved one. something to help perk up their spirits. Last year was a tough year for so many people.
I know.
And, you know, the simplest little things are like buying a piece of jewelry, even if it's like a small little ring or a bracelet or something, that sentiment that you took the time to think about them to buy this piece,
Yes.
you know, that speaks so highly of you. And, you know, then it makes a person feel so good about themselves. So, you know, I feel like your business is a superpower for uplifting spirits, in my opinion.
Well, good. Well, we agree.
And for the record, it's October 25th. For anybody interested, it's my birthday in 3 days now.
Ah, wow.
Just kidding. In case you were wondering what you could get me, you could always stop by Emily Kuvin. No,
Absolutely. Come on down.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
happy
love it. I
birthday.
love it. Gotta throw the little guilt trip in there to see if it counts for anything.
Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt.
Oh man, but thank you again for being here. It has been such a pleasure talking to you.
You too.
As always, I will leave you all with your friendly reminder to put your communities first. We do that by doing two very important things: shopping small and supporting local businesses. Thank you, everyone who stopped by tonight. Thank you to all of you who are about to see us on replay. Please, please share away. Holidays are coming up. You never know who may be needing this business. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Thanks, Tiffany.